Steve Tilley's here with me at the Nintendo Switch event here in Toronto. How are you, my friend?
I'm so good now that I'm here with you.
Nice. Very nice. Aw. Okay, my friend, what are you thinking of what you've been able to play and get your hands on so far?
I mean, there's been some great stuff here. Zelda gave it a little try in the Wii U and E3, playing it on Switch with the new controllers. It's something, it's a little different. I thought those little controllers, little Joy-Cons were going to be too small to be really useful, but it actually works, man. They actually work. They feel good in the hand. They're so versatile, the way you can like turn them around, use them different ways for different games. Everything I'm trying here has been pretty cool, although I gotta say, I'm not seeing a ton of stuff that's really gonna grab me at launch other than Zelda. I don't know, what about you?
I have really been impressed with ARMS. When I first saw it, I was like, that's a little too weird and quirky. But then you play it and it's a solid game. They constructed something pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
Shane Lewis does a very, very cool video channel called Rerez. He runs a channel called Rerez, and he is here at the Nintendo Switch event with me, my friend. How have you found this evening? Have you enjoyed the stuff you've been playing?
Well, it's a lot to take in. There's like I guess over 8, 9, 10 games, a lot of games.
Yeah.
And it's been really crazy to just try out the games for the very first time and kind of see what they're all about and see what the console's about.
Yeah.
So it's like a whirlwind, but I think I like what I'm playing. This is one of the most solid mobile consoles I've ever felt in my hand. Like it feels like a brick, you know? It doesn't feel like you're gonna drop it and break it, and I really like that.
Yeah, and it kind of has to be because you know that kids are gonna be attracted to this thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo hasn't done any sort of, for children type marketing around Switch, but that's their bread and butter, and it does have to be durable. It does feel like it's a new direction for the company too, right?
Yeah, it really feels like every portable console I felt from Nintendo, everything I've ever felt, it feels like plastic, you know? This one feels like metal. Feels like metal and glass. That's different to me.
With plastic controllers.
Plastic controllers.
Which feel, even though they're small, they feel familiar. They feel like a language we've learned.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I guess the way the controller or the whole thing kind of holds in your hand feels really close to a Vita.
Yeah.
But the buttons, the style, the design of it, it doesn't feel super heavy. It doesn't feel super light. It just kind of feels like the right middle ground of where it should be.
Yep.
And I kind of think I'm probably going to be playing this more as a portable than a home console, the way that it feels right now.
I was really here because I wanted to see what this hardware felt like.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to see what the Switch looked like undocked, how the games played undocked, and so far it's pretty much delivered. Again, I'm a little concerned about the depth of the catalog, especially at the start.
Yeah.
But then, within the next year or two, we get Mario, we get, Pikmin, we got whatever else is coming out. So as long as Nintendo can deliver those first-party titles, from what I've seen tonight, the hardware's solid.
It's the story of the machine itself, and I think they have a lot of people to convince, a lot of Wii U people that are a little bit disappointed, a lot of publishers that maybe invested in the Wii U that their investments didn't pan out, and so I think it is sort of dipping their toe in. But the Switch, I think, is the realization of the promises that the Wii U kind of suggested, and the name is good, the brand is good.
Yeah.
I think also when you take it out of the machine and you walk around with this, or you go on airplanes with it, you're basically you're an ad for the thing, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it's so true. I mean, I think we sort of thought we were going to get this amazing dual screen experience with the Wii U, and that didn't pan out over the course of the console. It sort of became almost like a handheld, but a handheld that was tethered to your living room. Now we've got a fully functional gaming console in our hands.
I'm about to get my butt kicked. It's gonna get real right here. I'm gonna get slaughtered.
When I was playing Zelda, I got to play Zelda on the big screen, and then immediately I got to see it on the smaller screen. Call me crazy, but it looks sharper on the smaller screen.
Yeah.
And for me, if I'm gonna have a sharper image, and I can be anywhere in my house, might as well play it sharper.
I found that with Skylanders, which I've been playing the Skylanders. That's a great game. I've been playing it on the PS4, my daughter and I, and it's it's noticeably better looking on the PS4. So when I watched it on the television and played it on the TV, it looked like a step down. I put it on the handheld though, and it's great. It totally pops off the screen, and it does feel like you're carting around a console game anywhere you want to go now.
We're going to see how it does. Zelda, of course, is going to be, I'm going to be living in Hyrule for like weeks come March 3rd. And after that, it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
I do feel, though, that, like we're starting to hear about other games sort of popping up, maybe familiar games, stuff that's been released on other platforms. It's easy, I think, to say when you're in the gaming scene that, I've seen this before, I'm bored with it. But those haven't all been huge sellers, and they haven't been massive hits no matter where they have been. Some of them have been sort of medium-sized hits. And a new platform like this, if it does all right, allows there to be a new audience, a brand new group of people to play it.
Yeah, if it does all right, that's the key, right? We got to see how this thing, it's going to explode out of the gate. There's going to be shortages right out of the gate. We got to see how it sells through the course of the year.
Yeah.
Will it have a big enough install base by next holiday for third-party publishers to really pay attention?
Yeah.
What are we going to see at E3? I mean, E3 is going to be weird. It's going to be Switch titles versus Xbox Scorpio versus like the really finely honed late generation PS4 titles.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of competition for eyeballs and minds at this year's E3. So Nintendo's got to bring their A game to really get Switch, cemented this year.
They really do, and I mean the one thing that you can definitely see is that the resolution isn't as high as Xbox One or PlayStation 4. We are taking a technical hit in terms of what is capable of on the most primo machines out there, PC for sure. But there's also some weird, sort of magic that Nintendo has with their games
Nintendo factor.
that it doesn't really matter, right? Like the cute games don't really need to be super glossy high res.
I was just playing Snipper Clips, I think it's called over there. It's a co-op game. It's going to be like a $20, $25 download on the eShop in March. That is like, other than Zelda, I think it's the thing I had the most fun with tonight. It's such a novel idea that you're co-oping with somebody else, trying to cut your buddy into these shapes to solve puzzles.
Yeah.
And yet me and my buddy were just having a blast. We were like shouting when we solved puzzles. And that is it. That's like the weird Nintendo pixie dust that nobody else quite replicates.
I mean, when you play Splatoon, it's like nobody else has done Splatoon, and it's a great game, and here's a sequel, and we're getting it on a new platform in the summer, and that's going to be a big success. I think it's going to be a super fun. Playing Mario Kart, again, it's ridiculous.
It looks so good.
So good on the handheld version of it, right?
I've been wondering if it was going to have the same sharpness that we saw with the PlayStation Vita, the AMOLED screen.
Yeah.
And I got to say, it's TFT, it's
Yeah.
LCD, but it's not bad. It's bright, it's sharp, it's clear. It looks better than when it's on the TV in front of me. So I don't know. It feels like a home console when you take it out and you start playing it. But as soon as you put it on there, it feels like something I just want to hold and have nice and close to me,
It's hardware that you want to play with. More than just play the games on it, you want to play around with it. You want to switch it. You want to try all the controllers with it. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the most fun I've had, believe it or not, is that fast remix game, RMX.
Yeah.
So it feels like Wipeout. It feels like this is the F-Zero game we should have got.
A little Wipeout, a little Ikaruga, because you're switching colors all the time. Yeah.
But the controls are flawless.
Yeah.
The speed is amazing. The graphics are sharp. And I'm really addicted to playing that. I walked away from that going, that's the game I want at launch now. That's the one I want to play.
Not ARMS? Well, ARMS isn't launch, but...
I tried ARMS. I liked it. I didn't feel like I was getting the full control of it. I felt a little bit loose, and I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's motion controls, you never know how motion controls are going to react all the time. So for me, I was feeling a little bit loose with that. But while I was playing it, I was getting more used to it, and I kept beating the other guy I was playing a couple times until the middle round. Then I started to lose. But it's got that control. But I really appreciate buttons, and that's something that the Wii pulled away from me. And this controller has those motion controls in them. But even the Pro controller has motion in it.
Yeah.
And it's got the HD rumble and everything as well.
Yeah.
But it still feels really solid.
It's pretty cool that they've included that, and you're not talking touch bar, you don't have any other, or whatever, the sensor bar, you don't have to do anything else. It's all included in there.
Yeah.
And it's elegant. There's an elegance about this whole hardware.
It really is. I think with Splatoon 2, when I was playing that, and I was getting into it and starting to move around with the controller and everything, I realized that I was natively looking around with the controller.
Yeah.
I didn't find I did that with the gamepad because of the gamepad on the Wii U on Splatoon 1. Yeah, I'm always looking at the screen above me, so it didn't make sense to have it down below. But with that, it made sense. Okay, I get this now. Now I understand what everyone was talking about. So that's those motion controls blended in with the hard controls, that works.
It's going to explode out of the gate in March. Zelda's going to sell 1 billion of these things, and then we're going to see what Nintendo's going to bring and what their strategy is.
One thing I think is very interesting about this machine, though, is that it's like the first modular system.
Yeah.
They can upgrade components, and it won't be like having to go out and buy a whole machine along the way, right? It's like a transformer. They can add all kinds of stuff to this thing. It's going to be interesting, right?
Nobody does what Nintendo does.
Yeah.
Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Switch will land on the better side. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I'd be excited for anything Nintendo, really.
Yeah.
But I really do think the hardware is unique yet functional. Controls well. It looks good. So the foundation is there. Let's see them build on it.
I'm very psyched too. Thank you, brother.
All right, so good to see you.
Good to see you too. You think this is going to be a hit?
It's going to do better than the Wii U, but let's see if it does better than the PlayStation 4.
That's the challenge right there, right? Thank you, Shane.
Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.